My name is Josh Draycott, and this is me and my disability. Well, I'm 19 years old, I'm a student, and I currently live with a condition called cerebral palsy, which affects both my legs, and it means I have a disability called spastic diplegia, which affects both of my lower limbs, and it means I've got tight leg muscles. So the disability affects my legs, obviously, and my hamstrings. And yeah, I walk with 2 sticks at the moment to get around because it also affects my balance. So yeah. Well, I'm currently doing an apprenticeship program at the moment, and I work for a company called Know How. Just off the Parkway in Sheffield. You've probably seen the building. And we work with Currys, Dixons, and PC World. And our job is basically I work on technical support, and my job is to make sure when customers ring us up, I answer their phone, and any issues they have with their laptops or their computers or anything like that, I diagnose those problems and try and fix their issues and come up with a solution to their problem. And so yeah, I do a lot of work with the public and provide customer service to people. So yeah, it's really good. I think it's more about like trying to send a message, and I've always tried to like put other people first before myself, and I especially do this with my friends. I don't put myself above anybody else, so I respect everybody all in the same way. And I would always prefer that my friends would be more happy than I am before me, because that's what matters to me. I want to make sure they're happy, and I don't know. I've always had the initiative to put people first before myself, because that's just what matters to me, really. Yeah, I think it's a common question I get asked that, and everybody always says to me, "Oh, Josh, doesn't it ever bring you down or this?" But having a disability isn't really. It shouldn't be something that brings you down, and I see it as a way of life and an opportunity to just yeah, it's there. It's never going to go away. But then again, you've got to just learn to like live with it and be positive. It's not the end of the world that you've got a disability. It's not something that you think, oh, I can't do anything. Start feeling sorry for yourself, because you've just got to learn to live it and think, yeah, I've got it. How am I going to overcome this? And there's always going to be, you're going to come across challenges every day in your life, and you've just got to get on with it and live with it and find ways around it and try and remain as positive as you can, really, because if you don't, you're just going to be miserable all the time, and you've just got to remain happy, because we're all human beings. We're all exactly the same, and nobody should be treated any different because they've got a disability or anything. So yeah.
Great thing for dog named Josh's stick.
Well, I got to know. Well, firstly, I was diagnosed when I was 2 years old, so I was diagnosed with it from a young age. But I obviously, not being able to talk, that I didn't know that I was disabled from the age of 2. But I think I found out around the age of 6, 7, and I think my mum had a conversation with me. Mum and dad had a conversation with me about it, and they just said, we found out because I've obviously got a twin brother, and he was obviously developing a lot quicker than I was, walking, talking, being able to stand up, and I wasn't progressing at the rate that he was. So they knew something wasn't quite right, so that I had to go to hospital. And from then, that's when I was diagnosed with it, and it found out that I've actually got cerebral palsy at that stage, which was a big shock, but yeah. I wouldn't say that I have challenges in my life. It's more about trying to adapt my life with my. It's called living with my disability. So I've got to learn to live with it and accept. Yeah, I've got it, but I've got to find ways to, live with it and overcome things that I'm going to find things difficult. Things are going to be hard, e.g. playing football with my mates, doing this and that. It's simple things like carrying plates from the kitchen to carry my food in, catching a ball with 2 hands, because I walk with sticks and because it affects my balance, it's not something I can take for granted like everybody else can, but I can find ways around it, and so it doesn't mean that I can't necessarily do that thing. It's just trying to find a way around it to adapt it. And that's the only really challenge I do have. But I wouldn't really say it's a challenge, it's more learning about your disability and how to live with it, if that makes sense. No, it's just sticks mainly. I have a car. that's adapted, so it's got disability adaptations on it. So at the moment, I'd have a car like anybody else would, but my car has hand controls on it, which means I don't have to drive with my feet. So I use my hands to accelerate and brake, and that's funded through the Motability Disability Scheme, and they've provided me with a car and whatnot. So yeah, it's a really good way to get about, because it means that I can have that independence and that freedom to go to the cinema with my mates, to go out with my mates, go out for a drink and have that freedom to just go out in the car and go anywhere I want, really. It's great.
Yeah, I'll just say that.
They mean a lot to me, because those are the people, and this is going to sound really deep now, but it's true. They mean a lot to me because those are the people that keep me going, you know. Not one of my mates ever asked about my disability, which I think is good, because they can see past it. They see me as Josh Draycott, not Josh Draycott with the disability. So no, they mean a lot, and they keep me going and motivate me. And I'd say one person in particular that has kept me going, I would say, is my twin brother Sam. Because he is always there for me, he upsets for me, he sees me as a brother, not just, oh my god, I've got a brother who's disabled, I don't know how, but he sees me, he doesn't treat me any different to any other mates, and that's same with mates. They don't treat me any different to how anybody else should be treated. I still enjoy my life, and people actually, when I go out, they forget about my disability, and it's not the main factor of me, which I think is brilliant, because I don't want people to see me as Josh Draycott. It's always going to be there, and my friends always know about it, but it's not a sense of, oh God, we've got a friend who's disabled, what do we do? It's just, he's got one, so what, you know, and you just get on with it. So yeah, that's why my friends are really important to me. I like to play Xbox, obviously. Like anybody else would, I play FIFA. I'd probably say I'm one of the best FIFA players we've got on all my mates. My mates would probably disagree. I like going to the gym. I try and keep myself going. Obviously, with having tight leg muscles, I try and keep myself fit and be the best I can. And yeah, just socialising with my mates. So I watch films as well. I like watching Walking Dead. That's a good show. Any film like comedies, dramas, anything like that. Anything really. I'm not really too fussed.
Would you consider yourself a comedian?
Well, that can be up for debate. Some people say I'm funny. I often get criticised because I actually take the mick out of myself with my disability. I call myself some names, and some people just start laughing at me because, you know, but I do that because it shows that I'm open about my disability. I don't let it affect me. So I like to have a joke about it because I like to just have a bit of fun with it, you know. I've got it, so I might as well make most of it, and yeah.
So are there any other hobbies and interests? Like, do you go to watch the football?
Yeah, I'm a big Sheffield Wednesday fan. Yeah, they play at Hillsborough at the moment. We're currently in the Championship and we're doing well. So yeah, I have a season ticket and I go there every week, every Saturday to watch them play. So yeah, it's good. I'd just say it's about always remaining positive, you know. I try and remain happy. Every day I treat it as, like, I live it to the fullest, and I think that's the best way to be, because you can't get yourself down by having a disability. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, you're going to face challenges. Yeah, some days you're going to feel down, but it's about picking yourself up and thinking, you know what, I've got this. It's not going to go away, but you've got to just get on with it and live with it and not feel sorry for yourself. And I think if I were going to give anybody any advice, I'd just say to them, you know, if you have got a disability, so what, you know, live with it and enjoy your life, because you are no different, you know, nobody's any different, and nobody should be judged. Everybody should be respect you for yourself, for how you are. So yeah, I think that's the best way, that's the advice I'd give to anybody. Just remain positive and be yourself, and don't let it hold you back would be the main thing, because it's just a way of life and it's never going to go away. So yeah, just get on with it.